Oh, since they saw the suffering, they observed people around them, going through the suffering, and they form an image in their mind. Like, okay, this is the suffering. Okay, when they don't have good health, okay, that means suffering. Okay, when they don't have money, then that means a suffering. When they're not having a good relationships, that means it is suffering. When they're going through some losses, then that means a suffering. Actually, we are not actually suffering from the problem, but we are suffering because of the image that we have created in the mind.
So hi friends, how are you all? If you are well, then please type well in the comment box. Welcome to the first episode of Brahmavidya Sarva Dukha Nivarini. Today we are going to understand the concept suffering. It might be because of finance, health, family and lot. Before that, we have Brahmavidya Guru, Miracle Mohan sir with us. Let's ask him.
Yes.
Hi sir, how are you?
Yeah, I'm amazing, Ushashri. How are you doing?
I'm great, sir.
Okay.
Firstly, tell me, how is your feeling? Like you're helping a lot of people out there for that transformation. So how is your feeling?
Yes, I feel immense pleasure and immense gratitude because it's a gift that I got, okay, and to guide many people. Actually, it's not even like helping them, it's reminding them who they truly are. And once we remind them who they truly are, and they come out of all their suffering, okay, it's nothing, new, or it's nothing, it's a big, it's very, actually it is very easy and it's very simple. That's what we're gonna break it down in all these episodes, that actually the transformation and overcoming the suffering, it's very easy and it's very fun actually, okay. And yes, actually the suffering, let's understand the meaning of suffering. And many people, they have different meanings, different definition of the suffering, and it's purely based on their experience, or maybe purely based on what they observing around them in their environment. Let's say, like, according to you, what is suffering? Let's understand.
Suffering. Not getting something, like I want that.
Maybe money.
Money, it could be anything.
Success.
Even if for a child, if they're not getting a toy, it's suffering only, that I am not getting the toy.
Correct. So whatever we want, if we are not getting it, then we feel like this is a suffering, or maybe we feel disappointed.
Yeah.
Not actually suffering. So the suffering is relative to each person. They have their own definition of suffering. Let's say I come up from a poor background, like my family members are poor and our ancestors are poor. Then what is the first thought that comes to me, like my mind is, like, they have gone through the suffering. Okay, this is the suffering.
Yeah.
Oh, since they saw the suffering, they observed people around them, going through the suffering, and they form an image in their mind. Like, okay, this is the suffering. Okay, when they don't have good health, okay, that means suffering. Okay, when they don't have money, then that means a suffering. When they're not having a good relationships, that means it is suffering. When they're going through some losses, then that means a suffering. Actually, we are not actually suffering from the problem, but we are suffering because of the image that we have created in the mind. Okay, and we carry that image throughout all our day, and not only our day, and we carry forward it. Okay, this means the suffering. Not having money is a suffering. And guess what? Whenever we don't have money, actually we feel it. Okay, this is the suffering.
Yes.
And when we don't have health, this is the suffering. When we don't have success, we feel this is a suffering.
Yes.
Actually, let's understand, like, there are many spiritual masters, even though they had many health issues, like to name few, Ramana Maharshi, he had many health issues. And even Ramakrishna Paramahansa, even he had multiple health issues. He had throat cancer also. Like Anita Moorjani, like she had gone through the deathbed experiences also. Actually, what we call it as a suffering, actually even they have gone through that suffering, but still they were so happy.
Yes.
But how does that possible? one actually, even like going through all this suffering, one can be happy, peaceful, even with these problems and challenges. For that, see, we have forgot about who we truly are.
Yes.
So that is a root cause of suffering. Why we suffer? It's because we don't know who we truly are. Like, what I mean to say here is, when we think of like, who am I, we think only about the body. We only think about our mind. We only think about our emotions. We only think about our thoughts. We only think about our experiences. All put together, okay, we call it as, if these are like positive, then we consider that is a happy life.
Yes.
When these, all of these things, when go wrong or when go not favorable to you, then we call it as a suffering. We judge actually suffering. This is suffering and this is not suffering. Actually, we have given the definition of suffering. So the suffering actually, it is relevant, it is relative to each person. What is actually suffering to me is different from what is actually the suffering to you.
Yes.
Because suffering actually, because of the image we built based on our experiences, based on what we have observed in our life and what we are observing maybe currently also. If I consider something, okay, not having a money, then that is a suffering for me, not actually for many people. Okay, even though many people are having money problems, but still there are happy people. Okay, and we can see like maybe let's say when we walk on the roads, maybe like there are happy people, even though they are living in a tents on the roadside, maybe outskirts. They are living a happy life. They celebrate each and every festival, even the small things they celebrate it. Okay. So, and we, even though we have a lot of money, even though we have a lot of success, name, fame, everything, but still we consider that as a failure. Yes. But people who actually don't have so much of money, they consider to be happy. But even though we have a lot more, but still we consider ourselves as a like a problem and the suffering. So the suffering, don't carry that image of suffering. Okay, that is actually keeping us in the suffering, not actually the problems. Problems are not at all a problem, but we have a image about that the suffering. Okay, this is when I don't have money, then this is the suffering. And because of this, many people are not able to live their life fully, meaningfully. They are not able to live the life. And they're hoping that in the future they'll overcome their suffering and they can lead a peaceful life. Like they are waiting, literally people are waiting. Okay, when I can overcome these problems, when I can overcome these challenges, then I'll be happy. But can I tell you something, the harsh truth? Harsh truth, can I tell you the harsh truth?
Okay.
Of all these problems, the problems are inevitable. Problems are always going to be there. Yes. Be it money, be it health, relationship, because please remember, so whoever is watching this episode, so please remember, the money, people, situations and your health is always keeps changing. It's never going to be constant all the time. So whenever these four things are favorable to us, we feel, oh, happy, excited, joyful, peaceful. But when these four things are not favorable, the money, situations, people and health, then if these things are not favorable, then we feel sad. Which means our emotional state is depending on the external aspects, outer circumstances. And if your happiness or peace of mind is only depending on money, people, health and situations, you're not going to be happy. Because you can write it down in your notebook. Maybe I can write it on a bond paper and I can give it to you. These four things are never going to be constant. It always keeps changing. Money keeps changing. Maybe today you may have a lot of money in your bank account, but tomorrow maybe you come across different challenges and you spend that money. And today you may have a good relationship with all the people, and maybe tomorrow we don't know what happens, because how people are going to behave with us is actually beyond our control. It depends on them. It depends on their perspective. Okay, then if our emotional state is depending only on the external aspects or outer circumstances, we are never going to be happy.
It's true.
Okay, we will be always in the cycle, vicious cycle of, we will be revolving around the cycle. Okay, when I will be happy, okay, if I overcome these problems, then I will be happy. As soon as we overcome that problem, there comes another challenge. Okay, and we keep waiting. Okay, when I going to overcome, then I'll be happy. Okay, let me overcome this money problem, I'll be happy. Because on a daily basis, I'll be speaking to many private coaching clients and group coaching clients. What the main concern is, like, so can you please help me with the money part so that I can lead a happy life? For them, that is the one thing which I'm not going to teach you at all. Because money is not at all a problem. The problem is actually their perspective. They're not understanding the fact. The fact is the problems are going to be there always. And irrespective of problems, we can lead a peaceful life only when we understand who we truly are And that's
Yes.
where comes the Brahmavidya. Brahmavidya means, Vidya means it's education. Brahma means education about Brahman. Brahman means actually not God Brahma. Brahman means the essence of God, God essence, the soul or the divine. And we are the divine. Aham Brahmasmi. Like it was, it has been said some 1,000 years of back by Adi Shankaracharya. Okay, and he says, like, one student went to him and asked, Swamiji, like, why I need to follow the Brahmavidya, why I need to practice, why I need to learn Brahmavidya. Then he said one simple statement. Actually, he didn't. The many spiritual gurus, they don't explain too much. Okay, they say in one single word, and even he said like in one single statement, which is Atyantika Dukkha Nivruti Paramananda Prapti. I'll repeat again. Please listen carefully. Atyantika Dukkha Nivruti Paramananda Prapti. Like, which means Atyantika Dukkha Nivruti. Atyanta means unlimited suffering. Dukkha means suffering. From this unlimited suffering, we can overcome, we can put a full stop. Dukkha Nivruti. Nivruti means stop. Stop the unlimited suffering. And Paramananda Prapti, which means we got a blissful feeling.
Okay.
So when we overcome all this suffering, to overcome all this suffering and lead a blissful life, so we need to know this Brahmavidya. We need to understand who we truly are. And so how does it possible? Just by knowing ourselves. Now, see, based on what we are saying, like the suffering is based on the external circumstances, we are defining our state as a, okay, I don't have this, so I'm in suffering.
Yeah.
I don't have good health, so I'm in suffering. I don't have money, so I'm in suffering. So we are judging ourselves based on what we have.
Yeah.
Based on what we have. So on a deeper level, each and every one of us, including you, including the people who are watching this episode, each and every one of us, on a deeper level, we are already full, complete, whole. That's what Aham Brahmas means. You are that Brahman, you are that consciousness, you are that divine, you are that soul, which is full, which is complete, whole. And when we see from this dimension, actually, we never feel that, okay, I'm in the suffering, I don't have anything. Actually, we have so much. Okay, and we have an ability to love, we have an ability to speak, we have ability to, be kind, ability to be gentle, ability to smile. Even that is the biggest blessing, biggest abundance, I would say, like inner abundance. This is the inner abundance, and once we find out this inner abundance, actually getting the external abundance, it is so easy. And this does not mean that you have to literally wait for the external abundance to come. Once you found out this inner abundance, inner joy, I would say, not even abundance, inner joy, the external manifestation becomes irrelevant. Okay, now people are like running behind the manifestation, running behind the law of attraction techniques. But actually, once we understand this inner joy, whether we are manifesting it or not, whether we are actually achieving it or not, it becomes irrelevant to our equation of feeling good. That's what Abrahamic says. Okay, your financial experience is irrelevant to the equation of feeling good. So to feel good, actually you don't even need a money. And it is a condition that we keep for ourselves that, okay, only when I have money, I can feel good, or maybe I can be happy. But actually that's actually totally wrong, I would say. And but it's not actually wrong, but if you perceive it as a wrong, then definitely till your last breath you're going to suffer it. Okay.
Yeah.
But actually earlier we had a discussion like money keeps changing, people keeps changing, they're not going to be constant all the time. So if you are depending only on money, people, circumstances and health, then definitely those four things are not going to be favorable all the time. They keep changing. Okay, now the only solution is when we understand who we truly are, we feel the wholeness, the completeness. And from this perspective, whatever we want, when we ask, and we will receive it very easily, because we are not actually asking from the place of lack, we are asking from the place of abundance. I am whole, I am complete. From this perspective, if I am asking, whether the subject, like whatever I am asking, like let's say money, health, people, Whether that manifestation is coming true or not, it is irrelevant for me. Anyhow, right now I am feeling happy. I don't care whether the money is coming or not. Only let's say people who are in lack. Oh, I don't have this, so I am in suffering. I don't have this, so I'm not worthy enough. I don't deserve. So if I have this perspective, then I have an attachment towards manifestation. Okay, it has to happen. If the manifestation it does not happen, then I feel disappointed. Oh, why I did manifestation is not working for me, law of attraction is working for me. I always feel disappointed. But when we understand actually who we truly are, and actually it's fun. Actually, even manifestation is irrelevant for me. Whether it is going to happen or not, anyhow, I'm full. But when we are in that state, the manifestation becomes very quick. Manifestation becomes very easy.
Yeah.
Because I am operating from the place of wholeness, completeness, fullness. I have everything. Because I am seeing from the source, I am seeing from the perspective of source. I am seeing from the perspective of God. I am seeing from the perspective of that divine. I am seeing from the perspective of soul. So for me, everything looks beautiful. Nothing is wrong. Actually, nothing is broken. Everything is full. Everything is complete. Everything is whole. If we see from this perspective, if we see from this dimension, actually, nothing is suffering.
Yes.
Do you feel that actually?
Yeah.
In this episode itself, actually, whatever we are perceived as a suffering, actually, when we understand the truth, this Brahmavidya, to put it simply, it's nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
When we understand this truth, actually, we can overcome all our suffering. And whatever we have built an image about the suffering, actually, will start dissolving right now.
Yeah.
Okay, now
vanish.
Yes, it's completely it is going to vanish now. And from now onwards, not actually 1 year later or maybe 1 month later, from now onwards, you can live a happy and peaceful life.
So you want to live a peaceful life? Just vanish the
suffering
from your life.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Then what are the effects of suffering? What happens if we go through suffering?
See, what happens if we go through the suffering? Usually people who go through that suffering, actually, they feel it is true.
Yeah.
Let's say they go through some health issues and they feel it is true and they continue to live their, till their last breath, thinking that they are in the suffering. But actually, I wanted to put it on the, like, I wanted to be transparent here. I wanted to put it on the table that actually you are not going through any suffering. It is you, your own mind, it is your own image of your suffering that actually suffering a lot. Not actually the problem, but it actually the image that we have built that is keeping them in the suffering. Okay, it is not like what is the effect? There is no any effect. It is we are creating the when, and even the cause and effect is also, it comes in the like a non-duality, like duality. Like there is a cause, there is an effect. There is a positivity, there is a negativity. But in this Brahmavidya, there is only one. There is only oneness. There is only one consciousness, which is pervading in each and everything, in each and everyone. When we see from this dimension, actually, there is no suffering at all. And even like it's actually a wonderful question. Actually, what is the effect of this suffering? People actually, why they suffer, it's because they differentiate the body and from the health issue. Actually, the health issue and the body is same, and the person who is going through also is the same, but it is we differentiate that. Okay, health issue, I am suffering from health issue. Let's say now you told suffering from health issues, suffering from any problem. Are you suffering from that problem, or are you aware of that problem?
We are aware of that problem actually.
That actually I am going through this problem. I am aware.
Yes.
Okay. I am actually not in suffering, but I am aware of that suffering. But once we remove that, the image of suffering, actually, we can remove the suffering.
It's great,
yes.
actually.
Yes, true.
Okay, so yeah, it's clear that what is suffering and effects. So how can we solve it?
Yeah, how can we solve, like as we discussed in the, just previously we have discussed, once the people know who they truly are, actually they can overcome the suffering.
Okay.
And many people, why they are able to feel the suffering, or they're going through the suffering, it's because they don't know who they truly are, and they feel just because only even the solution is not knowing Brahmavidya, like the root cause is not knowing
Yeah.
Brahmavidya, and even solution also is, once we know that Brahmavidya, they can overcome the suffering. And once we know who we truly are, our emotions are not depending on the external factors. See, suffering means, to put it simple, as you said in the beginning, not having something is a suffering. Like
Yes.
baby, he needs a toy, or she
Yeah.
needs a toy. When he is not having a toy, then actually suffering for him, maybe disappointed.
Yes.
Okay, not having something is a suffering.
Suffering.
So here, when we understand like who we truly are, like a Brahman, like a God, source, essence, energy, consciousness, and we are full,
Yes.
and we don't judge ourselves based on the external things, whether I have money or not, whether I have good health or not, whether I have relationships or not. Still I'm a happy person, still I'm a complete person. I'm not actually something lacking, but I'm already complete, whole. From this perspective, actually we can overcome the suffering. But actually, to get to this perspective, it is not so easy. Usually our mind, like what we see, like the five senses, okay, see, touch, hear, smell, taste, these are the five senses. When we go beyond these five senses, that is when we can understand, not just understanding from our mind, understand the essence of Brahmavidya. Usually what we see, what we hear, and what we taste, smell, touch, we think that is the truth.
Yeah.
Let's say if I'm touching this, okay, I can sense that, okay, this is a sofa, or this is a cloth, or maybe this is a wood. So I can sense it. Whatever we see, touch, hear, smell, taste, we think that is the only truth. So that's the reason many people, they are not able to experience this deeper, the essence. It's because they are wearing a mask of these five senses. And once we overcome it, the five senses, once we go beyond these five senses, that's when we are going to see from this source perspective, from this the dimension of soul, divine. From that perspective, from that dimension, if you see everything, life is so beautiful, life is so fun. Okay, and yeah, and we have to go beyond our five senses. That is the only way to experience this deeper self and the essence of who we truly are. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Actually, after watching this video, no one is going to suffer.
Actually, whatever they are thinking that, okay, this is a suffering,
Yeah.
actually that's not a suffering. True.
Thank you so much for giving
you.
like so much wisdom
Hmm.
to our viewers. So hope so you all got it what is suffering, and don't get suffer in your life further. If you want to learn more about Brahmavidya, go to comment and description box, click on the link and register yourself right now. And if you want personal guidance from sir, you can go to above number and book your appointment right now. If you have any further questions, just put it in the comment box. We will do another video on that. Thank you so much for watching this video. We will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.